Prehistoric Planet is a 2022 documentary series produced by the BBC Natural History Unit, released on AppleTV Plus, and narrated by Sir David Attenborough, with the basic premise of, what if the team behind the Planet Earth series travelled back 66 million years to the Cretaceous period and made a show there? You could almost consider this a new entry in the Planet Earth series, as it very much follows the same format. Each episode focuses on a particular habitat, forests, deserts, coastlines, etc., and is made up of half a dozen or so slice-of-life vignettes following the day-to-day struggles of life on Earth. So how is it? Well, it's pretty much everything I could possibly ask for in a modern dinosaur show. Prehistoric Planet uses up-to-date research in the field of paleontology, combining it with cutting-edge Cgi effects and the Planet Earth signature style of storytelling to create the most authentic and spectacular on-screen representation of Mesozoic life possibly ever. The aim of the show is to shrug off the movie monster image of dinosaurs we've become familiar with and instead portray them and the creatures they shared the world with as complex, living, flesh and blood animals. There's hunting and fighting for sure, but it all has a purpose and is done in ways that we've not seen before. And outside of that, there's various forms of feeding, migrating, courting, raising their young, grooming, scratching an itch, and even just relaxing. It's worth noting that Prehistoric Planet also crosses into a practice that many modern paleo artists have adopted, that being informed speculation. Basically looking at what we know about dinosaurs and filling the gaps of what we don't know with weird and creative ideas. After all, modern animals have all kinds of strange body parts and behaviours that don't show up in their skeletons, so why not dinosaurs? But don't be mistaken for thinking they're just making things up. Every speculative aspect, whether it be a bizarre mating ritual or alien-looking display structure, has its foundation in real-world science. The attention to detail that's gone into the designs, movements and behaviours of the animals on screen are made all the more believable by the grounded wildlife documentary style of filmmaking. Very rarely does it feel like a staged Hollywood action scene with precise choreography or dynamic camera movements. You could totally believe this show was captured by a film crew who were either lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time, or just did their best with the action unfolding in front of them. And it is gorgeous. The scenery is all real-world locations and the natural beauty speaks for itself. While the CGI animals are so seamlessly integrated and highly detailed, it's easy to forget that they're CGI at all. What's more, the show does a great job of establishing emotional stakes to propel the narrative of its segments. To give a spoiler-free example, the first episode features a segment with a mosasaurus, who does something I don't think we've ever seen a mosasaur do in popular media. It's unexpected, it's kind of funny while also being totally natural and believable, and most importantly, it endears us to him, which means when the central conflict of his segment arises, we the audience are invested in the outcome. What's great about this series is its capacity to appeal to basically everybody. If you're not familiar with modern paleontology, this show could revolutionise how you think about dinosaurs. The carnivores aren't all bloodthirsty killing machines and the herbivores aren't all peaceful, gentle giants. They're real animals whose needs and behaviours are as complex and multifaceted as any living species. On the flip side, if you are familiar with modern paleontology, then make no mistake, this is the show you've been aching for. A sincere, big-budget, lovingly crafted wildlife documentary that uses cutting-edge science and modern understandings of ecology that doesn't fall into the anachronistic behaviours and creature designs that some other dinosaur series are notorious for. Honestly, my only real criticism is that a 40-minute runtime per episode might be a little short for the scale and ambition of this show, and it led to some pacing issues here and there. Like the last segment of each episode tended to wrap up really quickly and leave this kind of, oh, it's over feeling. But I think the fact that it left me wanting more speaks to the good massively outweighing the bad. Now I know some people are still on the fence about watching Prehistoric Planet because they don't want to have to sign up to another streaming service, so consider this a PSA. Apple TV has a week's free trial that you can cancel whenever you want. You can legally watch the whole show and not spend a penny, and I encourage you to do so, even if it's just to get the viewing numbers up. I genuinely want this show to do well because it's the representation paleontology needs. The sticky public image of dinosaurs as ferocious, rampaging reptiles has been around for as long as we've known them, and even today, an alarming number of people choose to knowingly and deliberately turn their noses up at new theories and discoveries in favour of what's cool and familiar. That's not great for the science or the scientists, and if the last couple of years have proven anything, it's that we really need to be taking scientists seriously. Hopefully, Prehistoric Planet reignites that spark of curiosity and helps fuel a new wave of public interest in modern dinosaur science.